this later in the year in your country, which is a presidential election, and now Joe Biden picks up the endorsement of former President Barack Obama. How crucial might that prove to be in your view?
I think it's a big deal. I mean, it's not a surprise at all. And I think that, Obama waited. He needed to wait until he was a clear winner before endorsing anyone. And the reason is, for your viewers, the Democratic Party is basically divided between a progressive wing that backed Bernie Sanders and a more moderate wing that backed Joe Biden. And frankly, the party can't beat Donald Trump if it's divided. So I think what Obama rightly concluded is that he could do more good serving as a kind of, I don't know if you will, a healer, whichever side won. And that, in fact, that's what his speech yesterday really did. It was all about. It was bringing the party together and in a very nuanced way.
Grateful for your time. I must leave it there. Thank you, Professor Peter Tribowitz, Professor of International Relations, Director of the US Center at the LSE. Our conversation continues. The economy tanking for the worst time in 300 years. And talking of years, 75 years since...
The entire camp is scorched off the face of the earth by British flamethrowers.
British forces liberated the inmates of Bergen-Belsen. The stories and more after 7 o'clock news on LBC.
And staff. Matt Hancock says he's determined to ensure that everyone needing a test should have access to one. Our correspondent Rachel Venables has more.
At the moment, just the first 5 symptomatic residents in a care home are being tested. That's been seen as enough to prove there's been an outbreak, and outbreaks have been confirmed already in more than 2,000 homes. Charities say the virus is running wild here, so now the government's promised all care home residents and staff with symptoms tests as capacity increases. All potential residents will also get tested as a precaution before being discharged from hospital back to their care homes.
The Labour leader is urging ministers to publish their strategy for ending the lockdown before the end of this week. Sir Keir Starmer wants more transparency about the plans for returning to normality. Professor Sir David King is the former chief scientific advisor to the government. He's told us the UK should have responded much sooner when the virus broke out in China.
In 2006, we published a report on actions needed to deal with a pandemic. We showed that if an outbreak occurred of any new virus of this kind anywhere in the world, within 3 months due to air travel, it would be everywhere in the world. And that, of course, is what has happened. And it seems that we were unprepared.
Donald Trump has ordered US payments to the World Health Organization to be halted. The president claims the coronavirus outbreak could have been contained at its source had the WHO done a better job investigating reports in China. He says it failed in its basic duty.
Look at the rest of the world, look at parts of Europe, other nations and regions who followed WHO guidelines and kept their borders open to China, accelerated the pandemic all around the world.
And a memorial service for the victims of the Hillsborough disaster has been postponed because of the coronavirus outbreak, but a minute's silence will still be held in Liverpool later, 31 years after the disaster. In the city, the FTSE 100 will reopen at 57.91 after closing down 51 points yesterday, and the pound buys $1.26 and the euro 14. The weather, after a chilly start, it'll be mostly fine, dry and bright. Cloudier for the north of Scotland with some patchy light rain, a high of 19 degrees. From Global's newsroom, you're up to date.
With Vodafone 6-month half price and limited SIM-only offers, you can get unlimited data from just £11 a month. Wow, that's actually really good. Are we done here? I might just order one for myself. That's unlimited mobile data from just £11 a month. Order online today, keeping the UK connected. Ready? Vodafone.
2 megabits per second and 10 megabits per second speed can apply to unlimited plans. Contracts apply. Offer is 28th of May 2020 and available on 24 months SIM or limited plans only. For terms, see Vodafone.co.uk.
for a century, possibly for 300 years, and I'll give you some scale in just a moment. So what of the so-called exit strategy as other countries, and we told you about this earlier, we talked about Spain, Austria, and now Denmark,